deadline to appoint a new board member. This is an action item, so we'll need a motion, please.
I'll motion for the withdrawal of application to the State Board of Education for the waiver of the deadline to appoint a new board member.
I second.
Christensen and Carlampio, thank you.
Any discussion? Any questions?
Well, yeah, just kind of want to go over a little bit what we're talking about here. Just to hit the high points, we had an election in November. There were 2 people that ran. 1 person was elected, and after the first meeting.
This is for trustee area 2.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, so trustee area 2 is the south side of our district, and this entire area, or the vast majority of it, is Ells and Camp Pendleton. So this was the one where we had the failure to elect in November, and then we had a period of time, I want to say it was 30 or 60 days, to go ahead and open up to appointment, and we tried to do that, and there were no takers. Correct. And then to move to appointment after that, we would need a permission from the state through the waiver, and we're in that process now, correct?
Correct. The waiver has not been heard by the State Board of Education. We do have an application that is pending, but because the appointment to trustee area 1 was appealed and certified, and we are awaiting for a special election to be called, it would be in our best interest to add trustee area 2 to that special election. The increase in cost to add it would only be about an estimated $5,000. But if we received the waiver from the state and we appointed, and that appointment was again appealed, and we had to go to another special election, based on the information for trustee area 1, that could be a cost of up to $225,000. So this grants us another opportunity to find a candidate without risking that additional cost.
And
so that would be another 225 on top of the 225 now.
No, at this time, it would only be an additional cost of about $5,000.
Yeah, but the scenario of if we go towards an appointment, but then that gets appealed, or signatures get collected, then that'll be another 225.
Correct.
If that scenario played out like District 1 did.
Correct.
And then I also think additionally, if we add trustee area 2 to the special election that we're going to discuss in a minute, and there is nobody there again, we would then be able to open up the appointment period again without special permission because it's following another election. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Any further discussion or questions? All right, so we have a motion to go ahead and withdraw the application. We have a motion and a second. Call for the vote. Mr. Carlampio, how do you vote?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Christensen?
Aye.
Aye. And Mr. Jones, I say aye. Area 1 is vacant. Area 2 is vacant. So that motion passes 3-0. All right, number 2, this is resolution 17-2223, and this is to authorize an all-mail ballot for special election to fill the board member vacancy. Specifically, well, it was going to be area 1, but now it's going to be potentially be area 1 and area 2. Can I have a motion to open discussion on this?
I'll go ahead and motion for the resolution number 17-2223, authorizing mail-in ballot for special election to fill the board member vacancy.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Christensen. Mr. Carlampio? All right, any discussion on this?
Yes, so as I mentioned previously, a special election has not been ordered. but we do know that it will be ordered. We just don't know when. We have been trying to receive information, obtain information from the registrar of voters. That has been a bit challenging. But what we did find out is that once a special election is ordered, we would have to give the registrar of voters our preference to an all-mail or absentee ballot election or an in-person election. And that is the determining factor as to the type of election is how the ballots are delivered to the voter, not how they're returned, but how they're delivered to the voter. When we found that information out and knowing that our next board meeting wasn't until the end of the month, is the reason why we called this special board meeting so that when that election is ordered, we are able to have an answer for the registrar of voters and not necessarily have them make the decision for us. And what the resolution does is that voters will receive their ballots through the mail, and then we are requesting that they be returned either by mail or that drop boxes be placed in trustee area 1 and 2 for voters to return them that way. And then again, with the previous vote, we will be able to also ask the registrar of voters to add trustee area 2 to that special election.
Do we know the locations of where the drop-off boxes will be?
We do not.
Can we make Fallbrook High School a location?
Fallbrook High School is not in trustee area 1 or 2, so it has to be in the trustee areas where the voting is taking place.
And of course, the primary way would just be to drop your person's ballot, thank you, in a mailbox. So the boxes are nice to have, but certainly not necessary.
And the reason that we prefer this type of election is it would actually save the district some money. The $225,000 that was previously mentioned is if everything that could go wrong goes wrong. And the lower amount of 100,000 is if everything goes perfectly well. But by moving to an all mail-in or absentee ballot election, where the ballots are delivered to voters via mail, we do save a considerable amount of money.
My only question, just off the top of my head, is the Camp Pendleton District 2, that might be a difficult, I'm not sure the difficulty of getting the legitimate addresses or for, permanent residency, because it's kind of a transitory position over there, so that would be the only concern with the mail-in, but I like saving the money, and I think it covers both districts thoroughly rather than requesting everybody to come in and vote in person, so I agree.
So after today, just even when the signatures were certified, it is completely out of our hands, except for paying the amount. And the registrar of voters does have a list of registered voters that are registered in California that live within trustee area 2, and they handle absolutely everything. The only communication we will have will most likely be when a special election is ordered, they will ask us what type of election we would like. They will ask for the resolution if we decide that it's an all-mail absentee ballot delivery to voters. And then they determine when the election will take place. They will determine the deadlines for people, for any candidates that wish to run. And when that window closes, I imagine, just like in a general election, then they will notify us of who those candidates are. And then I believe that we're billed after the election. That's the way general elections have worked, correct? So,
All right, any other discussions or questions on this? All right, call for the vote. Mr. Carlampi, how do you vote?
And I would be for an all-male absentee ballot.
yes, for an all-mail absentee ballot, but again, that is the delivery of the ballots, and then we are requesting that they be returned through to the Registrar of Voters through mail or drop boxes that will be located in Trustee Area 1 and Trustee Area 2. So that is a little bit more costly than just returning them by mail, but we also realize that that's the way it's been done for the past 2 years, and it is more convenient for our community members.
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Mr. Christensen?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Jones, I also say aye. Area 1 is vacant, Area 2 is vacant. Thank you. All right, adjournment. There being no further business to come before the board on this special meeting on May 11th, 2023 regarding the withdrawal of the waiver and resolution for a special election is adjourned at 4:43 by President Jones.